The rejected dragon who just wanted a friend, until his encounter with the man shocked the galaxy. In a far-off corner of the galaxy, where stars shimmered like spilled diamonds and nebulae glowed in hues of violet and blue, lived a dragon named Varnix. Unlike the fearsome beast from human legends, Varnix had no taste for destruction or conquest. He didn't hoard treasure or burn villages. He just wanted friends. But no one in the galaxy wanted to befriend a dragon. The Galactic Council had labeled his kind as archaic threats, beasts from a bygone age of chaos. Varnix, hatched on a mining asteroid and abandoned at birth, grew up listening to tales of dragons who once ruled solar systems, but were eventually hunted down, imprisoned, or banished. So when Varnix tried to fly near planets to introduce himself, defense drones swarmed. When he sent peaceful transmissions into space, they were jammed or ignored. When he landed quietly on moons to meet travelers, they fled or fired upon him. So he withdrew. Varnix wandered asteroid belts and empty ruins, always alone, always hoping that one day someone would look past his scales and wings and see him. Not as a weapon, but as a heart that longed to connect. Then came Earthman Jalen Cray, a former war hero turned galactic explorer. He wasn't a typical man. After the death of his family in the Terran-Uzuri War, Jalen vanished into the outer systems. He grew a reputation as a man who went where no one dared to go, rogue planets, black hole borders, ghost stations. A haunted soul searching for something he never spoke of. On one of his missions, Jalen's ship malfunctioned near the Cinder Clouds, a radiation-drenched nebula nobody entered willingly. Drifting with fading power, Jalen braced for death until a shadow blotted out the stars. Varnix had seen the ship spiral. He hesitated. Would this human flee like the others? Or shoot him? But the ship was broken. The man was dying. And Varnix's heart, vast and gentle, couldn't ignore him. The dragon cradled the ship in his talons and flew through the storm, shielding it with his wings. Hours later, he landed on a tiny moon with an atmosphere. He carefully opened the ship's hatch and peeked inside. Jalen aimed a blaster straight at the dragon's face. "Kill me and get it over with," Jalen growled. But Varnix only tilted his head and softly said, "Why would I harm someone I saved?" The man froze. A dragon, speaking gently. Jalen lowered the gun, uncertain, scanning the cavern-sized eyes before him. They weren't glowing with rage or hunger. They shimmered with loneliness. "Why?" Jalen asked, his voice cracking. "Why save me?" Varnix lowered his massive body to the ground and replied, "Because no one else would." Over the next few days, while Jalen repaired his ship, the two talked. Varnix shared stories of how he'd been rejected across the galaxy. Jalen, hardened by years of loss, found himself listening more than speaking. It was strange how comforting the dragon's voice was, how honest, how human. He realized Varnix wasn't just lonely, he was good, and in a galaxy drunk on fear and power, that made him dangerous. Jalen uploaded a short encrypted video to the interstellar net before leaving the moon. It was a simple message. "This is Jalen Cray. I met the so-called threat you fear. He's real. He's kind. And if you knew him, the galaxy might just change for the better." The response? Panic, outrage, hysteria. The Galactic Council immediately issued a bounty on Varnix, fearing public sympathy might spark rebellion. Warships were dispatched to the Cinder Clouds. Social feeds exploded with debates. Was this dragon a trap? Was Jalen brainwashed? But it was too late. Varnix's story had spread. Children painted dragons in bright colors. Colonies began demanding peaceful contact. A few independent ships even tried to find Varnix, just to say hello. And Jalen? He returned to the moon, not with weapons, but with others. A blind musician, a curious alien child, a grieving mother, all rejected souls who wanted a friend too. When the warships finally found Varnix, he didn't fight. He simply stood before them and opened his wings, revealing hundreds of beings who had come to live with him in peace. The commanders hesitated, because in that moment, the galaxy didn't see a monster. They saw hope. And it all began with a dragon who just wanted a friend and a broken man who